organized to fight for the liberation.
GW Apparel, a clothing that speaks. Something for the kings, something for the queens. Visit uptsites.com and use promo code SLDG22 and receive 11% off your order. Peace.
It's the Ticket Plug. We've been running an online ticket business for over a decade, and now we've created an easy way for you to do the same thing through our private ticket resale community. Joining our community will give you a way to flip your bread and generate profit income consistently. We provide you with all the tools, training, and resources needed to start your life-changing online ticket business. Zero experience needed. To join our ticket resale community, go to thetickettrap.com. Again, go to thetickettrap.com. That's thetickettrap.com.
The Master's Table by DJ RP Beats and Sincere Love to God, now playing on the internet's #1 destination for true hip-hop. Introducing truthhiphop.com, a meticulously curated platform designed for connoisseurs seeking a superior quality of hip-hop. Immerse yourself in an unparalleled experience of 100% bar-heavy, authentically crafted, real hip-hop. Discover the essence of the genre, reminiscent of its golden era, now playing exclusively at truthhiphop.com.
Yeah, like that. Let's see what's in the God's mind. Listen.
Allah in the person of Sincere Love the God.
Yeah, that mean they arms too short like Tall Anthony Shaw. What's going on, family?
What's up, y'all?
Welcome to another episode of Sincere Love the Godcast. I am the God Sincere Love, and I am here with my lovely co-host, Nicey Girl. Nicey Girl is looking fly for y'all today.
You know
What's
what I'm
going
saying?
on?
Got my blonde locks, got some bundles up in here. Shout out to Leah did it. Leah did it.
Okay, that's for sure.
These are my braids. Sure. I'm Vicky Diller today, just with blonde braids.
Okay.
Yeah,
I like it.
I'm the sister with the curly braids today.
I like it.
Thank you.
Fly. Looks fly with your complexion.
Thank you.
Okay. Yes, indeed. But welcome, family. Welcome. Y'all come on up in here. As y'all coming up in here, y'all know what to do. Hit the like button. Hit the like button for us, family. Share this out on your social media platforms. Let everybody know that we are live right now. Share it on Twitter, Facebook, all of that good stuff. Let the family know that we are live right now. And also, if you're not subscribed to us on YouTube, make sure you hit the subscribe button as well as the notification bell so you can be reminded whenever we go live with new episodes of Sincere Love the Godcast. We usually do this each and every Sunday around 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 3 p.m. Pacific Time. This is our weekly broadcast where we cover current events and other issues that we feel are pertinent to what's going on in Black society. Also, we got the weekly broadcast called the Black Business Showcase, where we bring on business owners and entrepreneurs and chop up game with them about business. So if you're a business owner or entrepreneur, you want to be featured on our channel, send us an email, godcastenterprises@gmail.com, godcastenterprises@gmail.com, or you could just slide up in one of the DMs. Let us know what you got going on so we can get you on the schedule for the Black Business Showcase.
Yes, sir. My favorite that we do.
Yes, indeed. A lot of people like the Black Business Showcase. Shout out to the family. Black Voltron Reloaded in the building.
Hey.
Good to see you, good brother. Mama Love is in the building.
Mama. Who else we got in there?
Already early.
Are they on the Godcast one, or are they on Sincere? The Sincere, because I only see me. Or am I tripping?
What are you looking at?
Well, I'm on my iPad, but
what channel? What channel are you?
I'm on the Godcast channel.
Okay, that's probably most people are probably on Sincere Love the God channel. Most people are probably we broadcasting live on both YouTube channels and plus on Facebook right now. So people are tuning in from different platforms. If you look inside the StreamYard chat, you can see everybody wherever they're coming from.
I see it now. Yeah, I see. I never pulled this up. I don't know why, but it's up now.
Yep. And so we do got the super chat challenge going on. The first, I think 45 minutes. The first 45 minutes. We're trying to reach our goal of getting 10 people to support the super chat. You can also support us through Cashapp, $ godcastent on Cashapp. That's $ godcastent on the Cashapp. But we do got the super chat challenge going on, and if we reach our goal, I said we'll do a little trivia with y'all today. So we're going to be talking about we're going to be paying respect to our good sister Angie Stone, rest in peace.
Roberta Flack
just transitioned as well. Rest in peace. You know what I mean? And so I figured, if we hit that goal, we'll do a little bit of music trivia with y'all. Let y'all come on here and just have some fun with some of the music trivia questions. Something light, nothing heavy. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah, and Chris Jasper. Thank you, Black Voltron, for that. I forget about Chris Jasper. I always thought he was the cutest one of the Isley brothers.
I didn't even know. When was that? I missed that one. I didn't even know that.
I want to say he passed away either Thursday or Friday.
I didn't even see that one. Wow.
And he's in his 80s now.
Rest in peace. Rest in peace. Rest in power, man. Rest in power, man.
It was something about him with his little, press and curl with the sideburns.
You like that?
I did. I did. And you know what? It still wasn't giving moist. I still felt like it was manly, you know what I'm saying? For that time, because that's what guys were doing, you know what I'm saying? But I always thought he was so sexy.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I guess the eras do got something to do with it because, a lot of women say that about Prince. How do you feel about Prince?
I thought, like, if I could have taken Prince down, let me tell you. Prince could get it. Yeah, I never felt anything moist about Prince. I just didn't. I don't know why.
But if you see a nigga with that outfit on today,
he couldn't even say nothing.
You gonna have a fit.
Don't even look at me.
Rick James, all that niggas couldn't approach you in 2025. Huh?
No, absolutely nowhere in the 2000s, the 90s, nothing. They couldn't. Like, we're gonna keep that in the 70s.
No doubt. So yeah, man. I didn't even know about Chris Jasper.
Yeah.
But Roberta Flack had transitioned last week?
Yeah, I think he was right after her. Maybe a day after.
And she was what, 88?
Yeah.
She
somewhere
was
in there.
I think she was 88 years old, if I'm not mistaken. So and for some reason I didn't even realize that she was still with us when they said Roberta Flack had died. I'm like, damn, I thought she been gone. For some reason.
I didn't know if she was gone or not. It was just like I haven't heard about her, or seen her out here or anything in a long time, and right. I didn't realize she was 88. I don't know why. I thought she was probably 70s or whatever. So yeah.
For some reason, I just thought that she had transitioned earlier, but no, she was with us all this time, and so many people redo her music and sample the music and all of that stuff. I would think that she would have been brought out more, you know what I'm saying, and celebrated a little bit more, you know what I'm saying, being that she was still here with us. But rest in peace to her.
Absolutely. Some classics that we know of.
And it was early yesterday morning.
Yeah.
Angie Stone died in a tragic car accident. I'm gonna put that in air quotes for now. We don't know, the details of what happened, but there are some things that make you put on the tinfoil kufi a little bit.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And so Angie Stone, she was a legend. She never really got her props. She never really fully got her props and her recognition, you know what I'm saying, as a pioneer of hip hop.
Right.
Being a part of the first female rap group, one of the first rap groups, period, to go gold. Her music also was sampled, plenty of times and all of that stuff. And she was involved with a lot of the music behind the scenes as far as writing and vocal arrangements for a lot of, big artists, some of our favorite songs and classic records that came out over the years. She had a lot to do with. She was very instrumental in ushering in the neo soul sound.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so she never really got a lot of props and recognition for any of those things, like being involved with these different musical movements and waves that
Pioneering
came
it.
through. Yeah, pioneering
Mm-hmm.
these things, and she's grossly unsung.
Yeah, and sometimes I sat back and I thought about it, and I was like, "Why is that?" And I was the only thing I could think of. One, she's a chocolate girl. They don't usually promote that. She doesn't fit into the body image, that they would push out there, overly sexualized. But that doesn't negate her talent. And it's crazy because the first concert that I ever went to in my life was um her with Frankie Beverly and Maze.
Damn, I
It
know
was
that was
yes.
I know
It
that was
was
a good.
her and Franklin. That was my very, very first concert.
That's a hell of a first concert right there.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Right there. Yeah, but you're absolutely right. You know what I'm saying? That has a lot to do with it. That has a lot to do with, why she was even behind the scenes in the first place.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? That always been a thing with a lot of really talented artists who just didn't fit the mold, who didn't fit the certain look and criteria that they're looking for in the music business and all of that. But they keep them behind the scenes, and a lot of times they're the fuel. They're the fuel for the engine. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And but she did, get her shot at doing her own thing,
Mm-hmm.
multiple times throughout her career. And, she made her mark. She made her mark. Um, Mama Love said Roberta Flack was suffering with ALS
I
for
didn't
many
know.
years. Okay, so maybe that's why,
Mm-hmm.
she wasn't out and about like that. Okay. I did not know that. No, I
We
didn't
did,
know that.
and maybe she was just private too. Very private.
Yeah. Yeah, so like I was saying about Angie Stone, there was a tragic accident like wee hours of the morning. She did a performance somewhere in Alabama.
Yeah, she was either coming through or leaving Alabama.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I believe she was leaving Alabama, going to another show. She was very active,
Mm-hmm.
on the road. She was very active on social media, which I think is a very good thing. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Because she understood the power of using your own platform, tell your own story, create your own narrative, and so now that this unfortunately that when she transitioned, people get to pay attention more, and I believe some of her songs are even on the charts now. That always happens.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying? New
Oh, we
interests
gotta
and
wait.
all of that stuff. People usually don't get their flowers while they can still smell them. But the thing about it is, when you do go and look at her page and go look at her YouTube and all of that stuff, she told her story. You know
She
what I'm
told
saying?
her story, but it's also like obviously she told her story. But now that people are and boosting up the streams or purchasing her music, come to find out if you're looking at those interviews or listening to her YouTube channel, she didn't own any of it anymore. She was still, I guess, fighting for her royalties and
Yeah,
things like that. So it's like her children, her family, or herself didn't get a chance to benefit from that.
yeah. She was definitely getting robbed, and that's the reason why people are skeptical about
Her passing.
the accident and all of this stuff, because it was this is recently where, like, right around the holidays she had got sick, and she didn't really go into detail, but she was talking about it on one of her lives. If you guys go to her Instagram page, you can
Mhm.
see one of the recent posts that's on there from one of her lives, where she was talking about she had got sick, and she just mentioned something about an injection. She got some kind of
Mhm.
injection, and it caused a staph infection, some type of blood disease or whatever. And she fell really, really ill. She almost died in the hospital. And she made it through that. You know what I'm saying? And during the time while she was recovering, she had a chance to sit still and kind of reflect on everything. And shit get real like that. You start looking at the
Mhm.
paperwork, you start looking
Exactly.
at the books. You're like, all right, let me make sure, just in case anything do happen. I got kids, I got grandkids, I gotta make sure everybody gonna be all right in the event that anything like this do happen. Shit gets real. So they started taking a look at some of the books and stuff like that. And that's when she really realized, like, hold up,
I don't own nothing.
my songs were never registered properly. My
Mhm.
publishing ain't right. I'm not getting my
Right.
mechanicals like I'm supposed to. And she was calling out UMG, Universal Music Group, She named that entity in
Mhm.
particular, and she said she knew names of people who were the bad actors with the paperwork and the contracts and all of that. She didn't name anyone specifically, but she said she did know the names of the people and that she was coming for hers and that they was going to have to pay up. And on the live, she even said, you know, I don't know what these people might do. You know what I'm saying? Now that, I'm speaking up and I'm going after what's rightfully owed to me, ain't no
That's
telling
true.
what these people might try to do. She kind of put that out there.
You see, that's crazy. And there's several people in the past who has done the same thing, and they mysteriously fall ill, or a tragic accident. It's like the same story all the time.
Yeah, man. Yeah. And so that's what makes people very skeptical because these music industry execs have a long history of targeting people, you know, for going after what's rightfully theirs. You know what I'm saying? She talked about like, yo, for years, this person, it seems like she was thinking she had somebody
Mhm.
in mind, somebody specific in mind when she was talking about it. And she's like, for years, this person is just eating off of my work. You know what I'm saying? Like with no conscience, like you just eating, living lovely, making sure your kids is going to college and all of that. And she like, I don't really know. You know what I'm saying? All I know is I'm a performer. I go out, I get paid, what I'm saying, to do what I do. I'm able to pay my bills and you know what I'm saying?
That's
She's kind of
it.
content with that, not understanding the real value of what she actually did. Because it's not just, her music catalog, which has value to it because it's been sampled many times. Dr. Dre, that ring ding
Oh,
dong, ding 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 dong. You know what I'm saying? That was a pretty big record for him.
mm-hmm.
Not one of his biggest, but
But
you
it
know,
was
when he
big.
when he was reinventing himself, he came with that record. And that was a sample from when she was with the Sequence. And also Bruno Mars sampled the record too. What was it? The Uptown Funk? I think it was the Uptown Funk
I
record.
don't know which one.
I think it's the Uptown Funk record that samples the same song, if I'm not mistaken. And that is a major hit. And somebody else been eating off of that. You know what I'm saying? Because that's where your publishing, your mechanical rights, and all of that stuff come in when people sample your stuff, when they license it for movies and commercials and all of that, all these other stuff. There's a lot of those are big checks. Those are
Not
big
just
checks,
those checks, Sincere, but now that she's gone, what about that death clause?
right? Who knows?
Who knows? You know what I'm saying? So they're making money hand over fist off this woman.
Right, right. And, condolences to the family.
Right.
You know what I'm
So
saying?
sorry for that. And I think they're circulating this video, which looks like, you know, um, the bus or van that they were in, allegedly that is the bus that big rig hit and turned over. There were supposed 9 people, including herself, in that van, and she's the only one that passed, to my knowledge. At least that's
Right.
what they're alleging. At least that's
Yeah.
what they're alleging. Yeah.
Nah, that's what they're saying. Other 8 people were treated for their injuries. She the only one that passed. But yeah, I think they was in a sprinter.
Mm-hmm.
It was kind of sketchy, you know what I'm saying? I was
Mm-hmm.
reading it on a couple of different websites, and the details are just kind of sketchy because it reads as if they went off the road and then got hit by the rig.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
You
I don't
never
know.
know.
I don't
And
know.
and I and it's amazing to me because a lot of this stuff, this information gets out a lot of times before the family can even get a
Right,
chance, to be notified of her passing. So all that is skeptical to me. How TMZ, how before the family know? You know what I'm saying? Like,
right, right.
all that shit is just weird to me.
Yeah, and the video doesn't show much, but I still don't even want to show the video on here because
Right.
that right there is exactly what you're saying. Like,
Hmm.
you know what I'm saying? Like
Like,
these
it
are
don't look like the
real people.
bodies have been pulled out yet. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
So how do y'all know? To the point where you guys have pronounced her, gone at this point. We don't know if the family has been notified yet because TMZ, shouts it out, and all these other news people are picking it up really from them, to
right,
be honest. And it's like we haven't heard anything from the family until like hours or a day or so later. So it's like,
Right.
why would y'all do that? Give them some respect.
Right. You know, everybody got to be first.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody got to be first with the story, especially TMZ.
Right.
And shout out to my brother Knowledge Born. Appreciate
Yes,
the
sir.
super chat, my brother.
Jesse Paris.
Yes, indeed. Steven's family in the building. Who that? That must be one of my cousins or something right there. Steven's family in the building. And yeah, Black Voltron said it was the Bruno Mars smash hit, Funk You Up. Yeah, Angie she should have got paid big time off of that. Her family should be straight off of that alone.
Right. That's crazy. And it's why don't other artists make sure that the people that they're sampling, is taken care of? And I understand it's a business, and then you probably have people as the artist. There's a lot of things that you necessarily handle, but you can put that word out. You know what I'm saying? Like, listen, I'm sampling. I grew up listening to this person, or I respect this person, and I want to make sure that we are specifically looking out on the business end. I need you to make sure Angie is taken care of. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's something that can be done.
Yeah, some artists have more power and leverage than others. So it just kind of depends on how everything is structured, how everything goes down. But she did speak about it very frankly. But she wasn't really throwing Bruno Mars under the bus or Dr. Dre. She was
No,
saying
it's the business.
love Bruno Mars. You know what I'm saying? He's a great artist and all of that. But that's my song. I deserve recognition. I deserve to get paid. And Bruno Mars, she did say that he shouted her out on Twitter or whatever. He, gave her credit via a tweet, but I don't know how much, control he has on the business side. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes, you're just an artist, you pretty much just a slave to the label. They tell you go in the studio, do this record, and you know what I'm saying? You just do what you're told.
Well,
A
you
lot
know
of
what,
times.
Dre worth $1 billion. Go
Dre,
slide her
yeah.
some
Dre
coins.
is a
You know what
whole
I'm
nother
saying?
story. Yeah.
Yeah, you good. It's nothing for you to go slide her something under the table. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Just out of love.
Dre definitely got the power, the leverage,
Right.
you know what I'm saying, the knowledge, all of
Right.
that shit. You know what I'm
Give her
saying?
a
So
love
yeah.
offering. Shit.
Yeah. They should definitely make sure she good, make sure that the family
Mhm.
is good. But yeah, like we were saying earlier, she never really got her props as a hip hop pioneer, also. You know what I'm saying? Being a part of the first female group. And we were talking about that, you know what I'm saying, when we were having this whole discussion about the origins of hip hop and, where the culture actually comes from and all of
Mhm.
that. We talked about the group, the Sequence, and Angie Stone and what's her name? Angie B and what's the other sister's name? Y'all know in the chat.
Shyla Rock.
No, the other member
No.
of the group.
I don't know.
Somebody in the chat gonna put it in there. But yeah, we were talking about, because how people try to frame the whole hip hop thing out of the Bronx. Everything is about the Bronx, and if you ain't from the Bronx, you can't really speak on this, that, and the third.
Mhm.
Angie Stone and them, they said they were inspired by the Fatback Band, the Kington the Third record, Blondie. Yes, thank you. But they said they were inspired specifically by that record, which came out before the Sugar Hill Gang record. Their song came out first, and I heard Crazy Legs when he was on one of these things. He was trying to say, well, yeah, that wasn't really hip hop or whatever the case may be. Like, nigga, what you mean that wasn't hip hop?
We're gonna talk about him
Because
too.
they wasn't spinning on their back at the block party.
Right.
That mean it wasn't hip hop? No.
And let's be clear, y'all didn't start the whole spinning on the heads either, or
Right.
backs.
Right. I didn't start nothing.
Nothing.
I didn't start nothing. But yeah, but these were three young ladies who were from the Carolinas,
The
North
Carolinas,
Carolina,
North
South Carolina,
Carolina.
one of them.
Mhm.
And Sugar Hill Gang had came through for a concert, for a performance or whatever, and they made their way backstage and did an audition for Sylvia, who was the owner of Sugar Hill Records, and she signed them.
And Sylvia was black too, right? I remember.
Yeah,
If I'm not mistaken, yeah, that was a black woman.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. And, she signed them. She brought them up to Jersey, and they started recording, and they came out with records early and went gold. You know what I'm saying? And they was from Carolina. They wasn't from the Bronx.
That's the part. That's why they disagree.
You know what I'm saying? And the thing is, because I see a lot of people, they be in the comment section talking about. I remember one particular comment. Somebody was like, "If it wasn't for Ralph McDaniels and Video Music Box, people outside of New York wouldn't even know about hip hop." And I'm like, okay, well, we got the Sequence, who was out before Video Music Box was out, and they was from Carolina, and they was rapping, and they made a classic. You know what I'm saying?
Do you think it's again because it wasn't labeled hip hop yet, and they're using that to they're playing semantics with that?
None of it was, though. If that's the case,
right?
It wasn't called hip hop until the 80s.
Technically, yeah.
It wasn't called hip hop in the 70s. Nobody was calling it that. You know what I'm saying? It became known as hip hop once they did a story, and I think it was the Village Voice, and they was going by what Cowboy kind of coined the term hip hop. The story was one of the guys was going to the military or whatever, and they was kind of ragging on him, you know what I'm saying, about going into the military, and they was mimicking the cadence that they do when they march, and they was going hip hop, they was doing that.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so in the interview, when they was asked the question, what is this called? They kind of just threw that out there. Well, this is hip hop. And once they printed it, now it's in the mainstream media, that became what it's called. But nobody was calling it that in the 70s. So that's not even relevant either. You know what I'm saying? But they song came out, what, 81? Like they was early pioneers. They song came out, I think 81 or 82, something like that. You know what I'm saying? So nobody could front on them. Nobody could front on Angie Stone. She was the predecessor to Lauryn Hill, rapping and singing and all of that. You know what I'm saying? And again, her being instrumental in the neo soul movement. And I don't really like the term. Wait, 1979? Wait a minute. 1979. Wow. I think he might be right. No, I know Kingston III came out in 79, and the Sugar Hill Gang joint came out in 79. When did the Sequence debut? Hold on, because was it that early? Hold on. It was 1979. Damn. Yeah, nobody could ever front on them. And they was not from the Bronx. They was not from the Bronx. So y'all could kill that noise. And that's the reason why Tariq was trying to get her
on the
for an interview for the documentary and all of that. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, she was using social media to tell her story. Mm-hmm. She wanted her props, she wanted her respect, and she wanted her coins.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Not forget that.
So she was standing on business and putting stuff out there and calling stuff out, letting it be known. And that's what I like. You know what I'm saying? That she understood, you know what I'm saying, the power of using her own platforms to be able to do that, so that, other people can't tell the narrative after you're already gone.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? She told her own story. Y'all could go look at her Instagram page and her YouTube channel. There's a lot of content on there. She was very active. You know what I'm saying?
80 said that it happened where he or she lives.
Oh, where the accident happened?
Yeah, Bama 80.
Yeah, man. So to me, I don't know. That's kind of, I'm gonna wait to hear from the family and see what they got to say about everything. But just the fact that she was going through this with UMG, and
I saw
now this happens, I'm a little skeptical.
I saw something very disrespectful on Twitter X this morning. I was laying in bed and scrolling, and of course it was a tether. It really was a tether. But he put on there, wasn't she grooming Aunt D'Angelo because she was 30 such and such and he was 20 such and such? Like, if you don't sit your tether ass down, like, it's just so disgusting to me, that these, black looking people, shout out to Sister Dillard, these black looking people throw this stuff out when it comes to our icons. It just pisses me off. Like, lay your ass down, bushmeat man.
Yeah, that's insane. That's insane. But yeah,
Mhm.
for people that might not know, she was in a relationship with
With D'Angelo.
D'Angelo. You know, I think
They have one son.
I know they got a son. The daughter is not his.
No, no, her daughter is from a previous relationship.
Okay. Okay, yeah.
Mhm.
So they got a son together. Um she I don't know, how much she wrote or produced or whatever, but she had a
Right.
lot to do with that first album, the Brown
Hmm.
Sugar album, by D'Angelo, classic, legendary album. If you listen to it, you can hear her vocals. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? She's all over the backgrounds of every track and all of that. But from what I understand, she wrote most of it also. You know what
Wow.
I'm saying? She did the theme song to the Girlfriends TV
Oh, did
show.
she?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that was Angie
Now, when you
Stone.
think about it, when I hear it now, like in my head, I can hear her voice on that.
She did that. A
Oh,
lot
she
of
should be
stuff.
caked up. She
A
should be caked up. Come on.
lot of stuff, man. Like vocal arrangements for like early Usher records, Monica, a lot of stuff. She was behind the scenes, being in the right place at the right time, putting in work. Like I said, they keeping her behind the scenes because of the look. Same way
Right.
they did with like
Hmm.
Kelly Price and so
Hmm.
many people.
Who can blow? Kelly Price
Right.
can freaking blow. You know what I'm saying? But it's like you said, they didn't put her out there because size, which R. Kelly, pushed her as much as he could, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because those vocals, and also did music videos and things like that.
Hmm.
But I think because of the size, and things like that, it just wasn't working out for her.
Hmm.
You know who else I think they do like that? The sisters Chloe and Halle Bailey.
Yeah.
I feel like, remember, they were like, they got the locks, they were more conservative in their looks and stuff like that. Beautiful, beautiful girls, very talented, vocally and instrumentally. But now
Hmm.
I feel like the older sister, they're pushing her out here to be more sexual. Like every time you see her, she has a bathing suit up her butt, showing
Yes.
her backside. They pushed her over here with Burner Boy, who looked like he every bit of 45 years old. You know what I'm saying? You can
And
tell, like, just in videos and stuff, it's forced. You can tell, to me, she doesn't look comfortable,
it's
but
not
they're
working.
now sexualizing her, in order to push her brand. Sadly,
It's not working.
it's not working.
It's not working. I've been talking about that for a minute with her because yeah, they are very talented,
Mm-hmm.
naturally beautiful and all of that. She don't have to go that route. You know what I'm saying? They're trying to make her fit into this Cardi B, Meg The Stallion
Yes.
mold. You know what I'm saying? But she has real talent. You know what I'm saying? You don't got to do that with somebody that got real
Right.
talent, and
She can
it's just
dance,
not
sing, and
working.
play
Like she
instruments.
hasn't, she hasn't really landed that signature hit
Mm-hmm.
record or
No,
anything. Nothing really sticks.
because it's
You know
not
what I'm saying?
organic either. It's not
Yeah,
organic. You know what I'm
people
saying?
people could feel
So,
it. People
mm-hmm.
could feel it. People could feel it. You know what I'm saying? It's not going to come across. You're not going to make that connection with the audience. Until you're able to really be you. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Be you. If you really are a hot girl like that, then it'll work out. You
Right.
could be Meg The Stallion. You know.
I think that what's going to happen for both her and her sister is they're both going to be pushed towards the acting, and ultimately, they'll do some
They could do
independent
whatever.
music.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think they're very talented as actresses, though. Her
Yeah.
sister was the mermaid,
Hmm.
and she's very commercial in that, way. But I don't think the music thing, unfortunately, is going to work if they don't go back to what's organic and be themselves.
The acting is when I really first saw it because they were on the
Mm-hmm.
Blackish show when they went to college. I think it was called Grownish. Yeah, they
Mm-hmm.
changed it to the Grownish
Yeah.
one. And on there, they had them extra grown. You know what I'm saying? I was like, okay, here we go. I already seen
Mm-hmm.
what the direction it was going in. It was like
Exactly.
just unnecessary profanity. Like it was just doing the most. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, okay, I see where this is going. They trying to shed um
Good
that
girl image,
yeah.
that girl next door, which that's what was working for them, though.
Hmm.
That's what people love. And you know what people really love? People love their locks. People love their, you guys are not out here with the wigs on and the weaves. We love your natural hair, and it's so pretty on them. And they've had them, I think they said, since 3 years old. 2, 3 years old, which they still wear them and they add kind of extensions to the locks if they need length and stuff like that. But some of the movies and things like that, they have to wear wigs and stuff. But that's what people liked about them the most, not the over sexualize them, which the mermaid one doesn't do that. It's
Yeah,
the oldest one that does it, the
yeah,
thicker one.
yeah. Because her body didn't develop like her sister's body
Right.
did. So there's like, okay, we'll wait.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Keep you on the back burner. But the thing that's weird about it to me is the father is there.
Yeah, mom and dad.
You know what I'm saying? The both parents, but the father, like you there on set, you in these rooms and all of that stuff. I
You
don't
ain't saying
know.
that?
I don't know.
And they're from Atlanta.
Yeah, it's a bit much if you ask me.
It's a bit much,
They
but let's get
grown,
to the
they
talent,
grown, but
ladies.
damn.
You're right.
You know what I'm saying?
And Burna Boy, come on now. Why they do her up with that? Why?
Uh-oh.
That didn't even match. It didn't even match.
What's going on? Seven. I don't know how to say the middle name.
Samian Ham.
Yeah. Welcome to the chat, beloved. But yeah, man. So rest in peace to our sister.
Yes.
Angie Stone. Rest in peace. Roberta Flack. But we got some other stories to cover.
Yeah, I definitely
other
want
things
to.
that have been going on in the news.
Yeah, I want to shout out, before we get, well, this is news. It's great news. I don't know if anybody heard. Well, you did. You did. You follow social media. Our brother, Floyd Mayweather, he purchased a 62 multifamily building in Manhattan. I thought that was dope.
Yeah, that was dope.
That's amazing. And if I'm not mistaken, it's going to be affordable housing, right?
That's what he's talking about doing, making some affordable housing. And that's some prime real estate that he got his hands on also. And he owns another building in Manhattan. I forgot what it was. It's somewhere in the Diamond District. But his real estate portfolio is looking amazing.
Yes. He's making some hella moves with his money. He's retired now, so there's no need or, reason for him to go into the ring for money. He's investing the money that he's already made, wisely for him and his family. And I love that.
Yeah, and he probably do some exhibition stuff again because he could run a big bag up easy by doing that. But yeah, I like that. I thought that was a power move. Very, very strategic. What you thought about his recent statements about Trump? Did you see that when he was bigging up Trump?
Listen, at the end of the day, I think sometimes people may overdo it, but when it comes to Trump and what he's doing that we can actually benefit from, I think that is great. When it comes to mass, deportations, making English the #1 language. Like, it's certain things that have happened, since he's been president, what, a month? Because it's only been a month, y'all. People act like he's been in there a year already. It's been a month. You know what I'm saying? Things like that. I'm with it, and I agree with him because Trump comes from the business side. He believes in negotiating. He believes in making actual deals. America is a corporation. We all know that. You hear people talking about, oh, America is a corporation. America is. Okay, so when you have someone in there making deals, running it like the corporation that it is, why are you mad?
Yeah, I mean, when I hear Floyd Mayweather, I just try to, as best I can, see it through his lens. Right. If you Floyd Mayweather, then yeah, I could understand why Trump is good for you. You know what I'm saying? I don't think Floyd is really speaking for the people. No. You know what I'm saying?
He's speaking from business though.
But he's Floyd Mayweather. You know what I'm saying? He has a unique perspective. You know what I'm saying? And so it's very beneficial for him and his business endeavors and all of that. So I can understand his position, and it doesn't offend me in any kind of way. Support people are free to support who they want to support politically. You know what I'm saying? We're not slaves to anybody's political party. You know what I'm saying? We don't belong to anybody's political party. You know what I'm saying? So people vote their best interests. You know what I'm saying? And so I wasn't mad at Floyd. You know what I'm saying? And like you said, sometimes people go too far. Like, you ain't got to really put on no tap shoes or nothing like that. You ain't got to do all that. But I think he's positioning himself to make sure that, some of the moves that he's trying to make, there's a clear path for it. You know what I'm
Especially in
saying?
New York, because Trump is a New Yorker for the most part. You know what I'm saying? Outside of Mar-a-Lago, but he's kind of a New Yorker. I didn't see
Yeah.
anything wrong with it at all. But I think that because one, he's black. You know what I'm saying? And two, he's coming out full throated in support of someone that they didn't tell him to support,
Uh-huh.
because, we belong to,
He's
the
he's
Democratic plantation.
he's
And
off
so,
script. He's
yeah,
off script. So
he's off
they
script.
don't like that.
Right.
They don't
So,
like that. But since we're talking about boxing, did you see the fight last night?
I didn't watch the fight, but I saw the highlights of the fight. I saw a lot of people on my timeline, family members included, saying that our guy got whooped on. But I was like, yeah. And then I saw even our brother Dewan B says the same thing.
Shout out to
Um,
Duane B.
Shout out to Dewan B. Now I also see people that said that the draw was necessary or fair.
Yeah,
So, but I didn't see it, so I can't say.
I thought it was a draw. You know what I'm saying? I said it was a draw before they called it. But for those that don't know, Tank Davis last night for Lamont Roach. I didn't like the fight that much, just overall. You know what I'm saying?
Really?
I didn't really enjoy the fight.
Why?
Now I went to a little lounge to watch the fight. Usually I like to watch the fights in the crib. You know what I'm saying? Where you could really watch really watch the fight. But I was watching it in the lounge, you know what I'm saying? It's a lot of music and stuff going on, you know what I mean? But I was watching it though. I was paying attention to it. And I said it was going to be a draw before they called it a draw. And I can understand why people are saying Lamont won. And I think the main reason why people feel that way, the main part of the fight where people are saying, nah, it should have went to Lamont, is when Javante took a knee.
Mm-hmm.
He took a knee in like the 9th round and just basically called timeout in the middle of the round. And he went to his corner and had them wipe his face off. And after the fight, he was saying that the sweat from the grease, he had got his hair done, and the grease was dripping in his eye and burning his eye and all of that. It wasn't a good look. It wasn't a good look for Tank. To me, the whole fight wasn't a good look for Tank. And so I could understand, a lot of people like to root for the underdogs and all of that too. And if you're supposed to be Tank, the way he carry himself and the way he be talking and all that, you're supposed to knock a nigga out. You're supposed to go in there and win definitively.
Right.
And if you don't do that, you're going to get a lot of slack for it. You know what I'm saying? So I could understand why people feel like it should have went to Lamont, but I don't agree with that because Tank is Tank. And if you're going to beat the champ, you got to beat the champ.
Right.
And nobody got beat up in the fight to me. Nobody got beat up. They both was fighting a little dirty. You know what I'm saying? They both was, landing some good shots on each other. They both was countering each other real good. I didn't enjoy the fight because they didn't really scrap. You know what I'm saying? I was expecting them to really scrap. Tank for like the first damn near 5 rounds, I want to say, wasn't really throwing punches. He was just kind of showing off the footwork. He was dancing around, turning Roach around and all of that stuff. And he was kind of he had Roach off balance. Like, to me, it was clear during those early rounds. It was just very clear to me Tank is the superior boxer.
Okay.
That's what I saw. But he wasn't boxing him. He wasn't hitting him. You know what I'm saying? He was just showing the ringmanship. You know what I'm saying? His control of the fight and moving him where he wanted to move him and how he wanted to move him. He was showing that he could do that. But while he was doing that, he should have unloaded some punches and scored some big points in those early rounds, and it would have been a clear win for him, in my opinion.
Nick Young said he messed up by having Dipset perform.
That was funny.
That was so funny.
That was funny. That was funny. But what I was gonna say, I give props to Lamont Roach. He fought a good fight. He showed he wasn't scared of Tank. You know what I'm saying? He was definitely getting some good counter shots off. He showed poise. He showed his warrior spirit. They definitely need to run it back.
Right.
They definitely need to run it back. But I still think
that he put part 2. He just
they got to run it back.
So yeah,
they got to run that back. But I still think Tank wins in the rematch. Tank just got to fight. Tank bullshitting, like, he does this a lot where he's like distracted. He talking to people in the crowd and arguing with his corner. And that's another thing. People are saying there might be some rift going on between him and some of the people in his corner too. You know what I'm saying? So Tank, he just shows a lack of discipline, a lack of professionalism to a certain degree, and like not really taking the opponents as serious as he should. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people don't like that. A lot of people don't like that. You know what I'm saying? He's not a likable dude.
Look what Black Voltron said. He said, nah, that's Cap.
He didn't have that much for hair grease in his hair. I wasn't going for that story either. Then took the knee in the next round.
Take a knee? I heard both of them took a knee at some point, right?
No.
No?
No, just Tank. No. Yeah, but nobody got hurt throughout the fight. There wasn't no real big shots that were landed. Nobody was ever in trouble in the fight. Neither fighter. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So to me, it's a draw.
Well, maybe they were just there to collect a good bag. Maybe that was the plan. And maybe they were just there. Let's get our bag. Let's get this draw, and come back, you know what I'm saying, later on and rack up an even bigger bag. And that's what we're going to throw. That's when we're going to throw down.
An even bigger bag. Yeah. But now, a lot of the young fighters are looking at Tank like lunch, though. You know what I'm saying? He got a big target on his back. And people seeing that last night, I saw Keyshawn Davis, he like, yo, I'm fucking this dude up. He like, I'm telling y'all right now,
right?
I'm fucking this dude up. Like, he was kind of showing respect to Lamont. He said, I'll beat either one of them. He said, but Lamont is cool. You know what I'm saying? I ain't really gonna go in on him. He said, but this light skinned dude, I'm telling you right now, I'm knocking him out. Period. And I like Keyshawn. I like Keyshawn. I think one of them should fight him, but they gotta run it back first, though.
You're right.
They got to run it back. But Keyshawn, he deserves his shot. You know what I'm saying? He's young, he hungry, he got the talent, got the skills, and he got the confidence. Confidence is real big in the sport of boxing.
Our sister, Clarissa Shields, she made a comment on X and basically said that, Davis just Devontae had a bad day.
And she don't really like Tank.
It wasn't a bad fight. He just didn't have the best day.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
I agree with that. That was to me, that was the worst fight that I've seen of him. You know what I'm saying? That was the worst performance that I've seen Tank have, period. But that's not the Tank that I know. I think the Tank that I know wins against Lamont Roach. If they run it back and Tank come in there how he supposed to come, he wins the fight, still in my opinion. But I agree with Clarissa.
She says, not y'all saying Tank is overrated. We're not going to do that. I believe he had an off night versus a great fighter in Roach. And the arguing over corner and grease in the hair didn't help.
Right.
Draw or not, Tank's still a bad man. Be smooth, though.
That's what Clarissa said?
That's what Clarissa said, yeah.
I agree with that statement 100%.
Mm-hmm.
And she don't really like Tank. So she keeping it a bean.
Right.
She keeping it a bean.
Well, I didn't know she didn't like him.
Huh?
I didn't know she didn't like him like that.
Yeah. No, they don't really like each other like that. Well, I know she don't like him. I don't know, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's that statement right there. I agree with 100%. But I understand where other people are coming from too, because like I said, Tank is not really that likable. People want to see his downfall. You know what I'm saying? And he didn't deliver. He didn't deliver. So I can understand why people are saying, nah, Roach should have won that. They should have gave it to Roach. But nah, if you're gonna beat the champ, you gotta beat the champ. You gotta beat the champ. That's how it go. What else is going on out here, man? I want to talk about Trump and Zelensky and them.
Yeah, we gotta touch on that. How did you feel about that little powwow?
So I know y'all saw the meeting with Donald Trump, JD Vance, and Zelensky in the Oval Office the other day, and they basically embarrassed Zelensky and berated him on national television. You know what I'm saying?
Rightfully so, in my opinion.
Go ahead.
Rightfully so, in my opinion, because I felt like, and again, I didn't look at the whole thing. I just want to say that, disclaimer, I did not look at the entire, 40 some odd minutes of it. But for what I saw, I felt like you're coming over here begging with your hand out, rattling your glass, you know what I'm saying, asking us for some more money, for more weapons or whatever. You could have dressed better. You just could have. You know what I'm saying? And when you're coming here asking for our money, I just need you to fall back and humble yourself a little bit. You need me. I don't need you right now. You know what I'm saying? Them little minerals that you got over there, I can actually do without. I don't need them that bad. I can go negotiate deals with someone else for less money, perhaps, you know what I'm saying, than dealing with you with your begging ass. And that old administration is not there anymore. So you're not going to come up in here and bully me into anything. So I just felt like, yeah, no, I didn't like his attitude. He wasn't very grateful.
Presidential.
I'm just grateful. Just be grateful.
I get it. I lean more toward that side of it as well. I understand what some people are saying, you know, as far as the optics, you know, it doesn't look professional and presidential of Trump and them to do that on national TV like that.
But if that's how
You
things
know,
are handled behind the scene, why not give us the real? I'm sure these meetings are not all, presidential or professional. I'm sure it does get heated in there. We're trying to
right.
negotiate some big money deals. So you're not hearing what you want to hear. I'm not hearing what I want to hear. So it's gonna be a little powwow. This is the part that we do want to see. I want to see the realness of it all.
Well, I get that. And personally, I like to see it, but I can understand it from a broader scope as well. You know what I'm saying? Just looking at it, you know, from a diplomatic standpoint, you know, as a world view, I could understand, you know, why it's not such a good look. But me personally, I got my popcorn. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Me personally, I got the popcorn. Like, ooh, this is good. This is good.
Mhm.
It
And
was
like,
good.
still,
I
like,
buckled in.
which he issued an apology too.
He did.
Yeah, he
Zelensky
issued an
came out and
apology.
apologized.
Like, this is not see now Biden that you dealing with no more.
Yeah, yeah,
You
you
know,
know, and it does make you know, for the common people, it does make Trump look strong. You know what I'm saying? It makes Trump look like a boss. You know what I'm saying? And so for the everyday people, I think it is a good look, but from a different standpoint, you know what I'm saying? From
that's the
world
thing
power
though.
standpoint, maybe not. Maybe not so much.
He's not a career politician. He's always been unpolished in that way.
Hmm.
He's never been a polished speaker, and things like that. He just, says whatever he's thinking because that's just how he deals with things. You know what I'm saying? Now, what I don't like is I see a lot of Democrats, Democratic shields and stuff siding with Ukraine. I don't like that.
Yeah,
That
like going
part to me
heavy.
is
Yeah.
absolutely weird. When you feel like that, take your butt over there. You
Yeah,
go
yeah,
too.
yeah, yeah.
You should never ever go against your own country, regardless. You know what I'm saying? That is not a good look for people to talk about. I stand with Ukraine and you in America, and
Yeah,
these are people that's congressmen and women and stuff like that. That shit is weird to me.
right. Right. And you know, people talking about you know, well, why he don't talk to Putin like that? Well, Putin ain't over here begging for money.
Duh.
You know what I'm saying?
Putin hasn't gotten $350 billion from us.
Right. You know what I'm saying? And from what he said, when he talked to Putin, Putin was open to the negotiations.
Yes.
You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? He said Putin was open to come to some type of agreement outside of war to settle things, whereas Zelensky seemed like he just want to have perpetual war to
So he can get money.
keep that money coming in.
Exactly. Remember, the whole time that Trump was talking about it too, he kept saying, "I want peace.
Yeah,
I
he was
want."
saying that.
He kept, honing that in. He kept saying that over and over that he would like to see peace. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
But everybody missed that just because it's coming from the mouth of Trump.
he was definitely saying that,
Mm-hmm.
and I did pick up on that where he was saying, "Look, we trying to negotiate something for a ceasefire. You
Right.
know, you need to chill out. You know,
Period.
you risking people's lives, and then people put that on Trump like he's the one trying to put people's lives at
Right.
risk. Like you playing with World War III like that. He was trying to tell this nigga to chill out.
Right. Because he understands that Putin has been ready, to sign a deal. They
Yeah,
already technically had a deal.
it could go either way for Putin. He with the shits.
Right.
He could go either way for him.
And like Trump said, you would have been done within 2 weeks if it wasn't for us.
And he
Let's be
admitted
very
that
clear.
also. He admitted that also. You know what I'm
You know,
saying? So you got to definitely come way more humble with your hat in hand. You know what I'm saying? When, like Trump said, you ain't got the cards, my nigga.
you don't have the cards, and
You ain't got the
is,
cards.
does it sound presidential? No, but the truth is the truth. You
Right.
don't have the cards, and then you're over here. You know, we're trying to negotiate a deal where there can be some peace, where you guys do not have to be in war, where you just coming over here because you think you're gonna get a bag easily, like you did, like he said, under the other dumb administration.
And did you see? Yeah, like you said, a lot of these elected officials,
Weird.
siding with another country like this. Did you see what Jasmine Crockett tweeted?
Yeah, it's
She
she gotta go.
Jasmine Crockett, she said, this her tweet. She said, "It's been a long day, but in short, bullies ain't shit. I don't care what title you hold. This isn't some long gone reality TV show or failed casino. This is war. How dare a draft dodging dumb dupe humiliate an ally and berate an actual brave man who has actually been on the battlefield for his people? Let me say this to the world. I am sorry that the bright light of she said, let me say this to the world. I am sorry that the bright light America used to be is dimming." So
For who?
so what? Because when they say make America great again, the first thing they say was, when was America great?
Right.
So when was it this bright light?
Right.
What you talking about, Jasmine?
Right. What you talking about, Willis?
Yeah, when was it this bright light? That's
And my
all of a
thing is,
sudden
if it's
dimming.
not, y'all stand with Ukraine, go over there. Since the lights here are dim, hop yourself over on a plane and go over there.
Are we on the screen?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Why don't they go over there? Since, it's too dim over here for you. Go over there and let's see how you like them apples.
Seven said with her crooked wig ass, yo,
Do
that
you
wig
hear
gets
me,
on my
Seven?
nerves.
Like, it sometimes it's pulled down too far. It looks synthetic. It's horrible.
Yeah, man. That wig gets on my nerves, man.
And I ain't seen a good one yet. Y'all know that? Like, I have yet to see a good one.
I don't like it. I don't like it. And
Yeah, but it's
speaking of bad hair, did y'all participate in Al Sharpton's boycott?
is you crazy? Are you crazy? No,
So
absolutely not. I did
y'all
not.
niggas, y'all wasn't supposed to be going to Target. What
I
was it?
boycotted
Friday,
him.
Saturday? Was it Friday or
I
Saturday?
boycotted the known government informant,
Mm,
slickhead Al Sharpton. Since when are we taking orders from Al Sharpton? Like, everything about his boycott to me was retarded.
didn't
I'm
make
gonna
no
use the word.
sense.
It made no sense. There was no encouragement to support black businesses and things like that. Like, the fact that he went in with 100 people with $25 to Costco versus taking those 100 people, to some black owned small businesses or something like that. I could have respected that and got in on that. You know what I'm saying? But everything about it was weird to me. And what was one day gonna do? Did
And,
y'all see Big Back? What's his name? From fan base.
um, the
You know,
third
yeah,
Isaac Hayes the third.
him. Him. Oh, he's over there celebrating. Yeah, their stocks went down. First of all, stocks go up and down. Stocks go up and down. You know what I'm saying? So my thing is, there's no win. There was no win. We didn't make no point to these stores at all. There was no point made to me.
And look, no aspect of it made any
None.
sense. And to speak to the stocks going down, you got to understand these shareholders and so forth. They understand how to play the stock, whether it's going up or down.
Up or down.
You know what I'm saying? So they're already going to have indicators showing them if the stock is going to take a dip, and all they got to do is put a bunch of puts in the market, and they make money on the way down. You know what I'm saying? So either way, they laughing. It's hilarious to them. The fact that y'all went and stocked up on supplies before the boycott, that don't make no damn sense. Let's go get what we need to get now, because we ain't gonna shop here tomorrow. So just go get everything you need to get today, and tomorrow just stay out of the store. Wait. Okay, that was dumb. The one day thing, dumb. The fact that you boycotting because of DEI, dumb. We're not even the number one beneficiaries of DEI. We're not number 2. We're not number 3. I don't even think we're number 4. I think we like 5th or 6th as far as receiving any type of benefits from DEI. You know, so why aren't y'all galvanizing white women to boycott over some DEI stuff? They're the number one beneficiary. Shouldn't they be mad? Shouldn't they be the ones that's upset? The Asian community, the LGBT community, the Hispanic community, the people who actually get benefits from DEI, shouldn't they the ones be upset and up in arms and boycotting and all that shit? Why y'all come to us with this shit? Right. And why do so many of y'all Negroes go for it?
It just
make the shit make sense.
I didn't see no Negroes talking about boycotting Target about them LGBTQ clothes for babies. No one did that. I don't see any of you Negroes boycotting the local, Asian/Arab corner store. You know what I'm saying? They're selling blunts and goddamn on alcohol in your community every day and put nothing back into your community. I don't see none of that. Y'all silent and all that is okay. But as soon as Al Sharpton pushed by John Schwartz, right? Because this wasn't really, all of his idea. He's taking marching orders from his zaddy. You know what I'm saying? Like, are y'all stupid? Are you dumb?
This is the real face of the boycott right here.
This is the face of the boycott right here.
This is the brains behind the hairbrains behind this goddamn half-baked boycott. Let's read some of this article from CBS. Who is John Schwartz? Hold on, excuse me. Let me close this ad. Who is John Schwartz, the man behind today's February 28th economic blackout and founder of People's Union USA? After years of railing against corporate greed on social media, John Schwartz had an idea that suddenly caught fire. An economic blackout. Ooh, wow. He's brilliant. Brilliant. Nobody ever thought of that before. Aimed at resisting what he maintains is an alliance between corporations and politicians to rig the system against ordinary Americans. So, this ain't about black folks. This is about ordinary Americans.
This is about everybody.
Okay. He's a 57-year-old Chicago resident. He's the founder of the People's Union USA, the fledgling advocacy group leading the campaign. He expresses surprise at suddenly finding himself and his movement in the spotlight. Yet, while he initially found the attention overwhelming, Schwartz said that in other ways, it's a moment he's been preparing for all his life. To mislead Negroes.
Right.
Misleading Negroes is the moment he's been preparing for his whole entire life.
Well, white supremacy is a team sport, so.
Quote, I've been online for 10 years trying to do this in kind of a nice way, not really speaking as bluntly on specific topics. Schwartz told NBC. And then after that, I said, no, this is great because this is exactly what I wanted to do. And I just dove in head first. Y'all want to buy that Coach purse? And I just dove in head first. We're not stopping. Another quote. When I was into about third or fourth one of those, hold on, let me go back because Schwartz, a father of 3 and meditation teacher, said the idea for a blackout came to him while recording the latest in a series of videos posted on social media in which he presents himself as a common man who is also president of the United States.
He's just babbling. He's just babbling.
When I was into about the third or fourth one of those, I said even a president should be calling for an economic blackout and to unionize citizens. And when I kind of said that, it sparked that idea in me. And I said, you know what? As a matter of fact, let's do this. Let's do an economic blackout. Get a bunch of people together for one day. And if they want to take part and start something and try to work on unionizing the people. So you go to the reverends, right? Ain't that what they always do? You got to go to the reverends. Go to the churches in the black community.
Remember, because they're the ones who wanted the 94 crime bill. Remember, they blamed that on the black church too.
Right. There was your black leaders. They said
Yeah.
we needed more police. They wanted stop and frisk. You know, it was the boule. So you got to go to the boule, and that's how you get traction in black society. But the sad part is the shit works. The shit really works. You know what I'm saying? People was coming in the barbershop all week long. Yo, y'all boycotting? Or y'all getting ready to boycott? And you know, or you know, when I was in Charlotte last week, people out there was asking me about it. You know, I heard somebody when I was in the gym, when I was in the sauna, I heard somebody on the phone having a conversation about it. Like, people's really doing this shit.
It's retarded. I think that they're doing it because they hear people talking about it, but they're not thinking about it logically. There's no
Was it on the
logic
news?
behind
No,
it.
they're not. They're not. That's the thing. That's the thing. They don't appeal to thinkers.
Yeah, at all.
They don't go to spaces where, you know, people are rational and intelligent and, you know, critical thinkers. They go to people's emotions. You know what I'm saying? They go to the church while they're singing and dancing and hooting and hollering, and they say, well, we're going to boycott. Was they talking about it on the news and stuff? They must have been had it on like
I
MSN
don't
and all that
really
shit.
feel like I saw it too much. I see it on social media, you know, for the most part. You know, yeah, it's weird. You got and I feel for people that work like for government entities, and some of these people are losing their jobs and things like that. I do, you know, because that is very, very troubling, you know, to not know how you're going to provide for your family and things like that. Like
That's real.
I totally get it. But I also want to say that it can also happen to anybody, because sometimes people within, you know, the government sector think that they're untouchable. Oh, I work for the government. You know, nothing is ever going to happen to me because I work for the government. But as long as you have a job, you know what I'm saying, and you're relying on someone else, you know, another entity for your economic empowerment, you know, to feed your family, you're always disposable. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's just something that we all need to be mindful of, especially Black people, you know, that we're all in a way disposable anytime you work for any entity outside of yourself.
Here's my thing. You know what I'm saying? Because I do hear, you know, some halfway decent arguments
I do.
about you know, the whole DEI thing. People like Tesla Figaro and, you know,
Hmm.
certain other people like that. They make good arguments about how a lot of Black businesses and even Black people on an individual level will be affected by these rollbacks,
Hmm.
because people depend on these programs to get certain contracts and blah 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 blah, and you know, to get funding for your business and all of that. It comes from these government programs, so we do need these programs, and so I get that. But my thing is, DEI is
It's
not it
separate.
though.
Yeah.
DEI is not it though, because the problem with DEI is it prioritizes everybody over Black folks.
Hmm.
So while some Black people may be able to benefit here and there, it still disenfranchises us as a group. And
Hmm.
so we do need some type of program that assures that Black people are getting an equal footing, but it has to be a Black first program. It has to
It
be a
has to
Black
be
specific
specific.
program. It can't be this DEI stuff. As soon as you hear that diversity word, you got to run the other way.
Right. And my thing is, don't associate us with the whole diversity thing either. Like, I don't feel like we should be grouped into that, because if you notice, you know, we know who the main beneficiaries of these programs are.
Right.
White women first, LGBT second. Like, we're at, like you said, number five, right? But when they're talking about it and they're talking about the people that it's going to hurt or harm the most, the first people they point to is us. Well, we're already harmed by it if we number five,
That's the
in my
thing.
opinion.
That's the thing. You know, uh, when America catches a cold, we gonna get the flu.
Get
We
the
gonna
flu.
get pneumonia.
Mhm.
Yes, that's very true. And so the advocacy shouldn't be for the diversity program. Since that's the case, since you're articulating the unique position that we're in, your advocacy should be for programs like reparations that are specific to us, so that when America does catch a cold, we don't get the flu.
Right. And
You know
let's
what I'm
be
saying?
clear. The main ones who's talking DEI, 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 they're not really full-throated, about reparations. Now they're pushing HR 40, you know what I'm saying, which is more of a study. Just study, 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 study,
They're only
study.
doing
We're
that.
not
They're
going
only
to
doing that because Trump is in office.
They're doing that because Trump in the office, but they're not really pushing for real reparations. You're
They're
still
not.
talking about another study. So you hear what we're saying that we want on the grassroots, but because you don't really want us to have it, or you're really not going to really get behind it, you want to try and push HR 40, which is another study. I want you to get behind reparations the same way you are about this DEI. Why didn't we do a blackout for reparations if that's the case? You understand what I'm saying? Like they're
Right.
always on the wrong side. And I'm talking about the people that's supposed to be black first, our black Congress leaders and people in the House and the Senate and all these things. You guys get behind all these diversity programs. But when it comes to reparations, oh, that's never going to happen, or this can't happen, or we can't do we can't do this, we can't do that. We get all these we can't do's, but you guys are planning blackouts. You guys are going crazy on social media over DEI, which benefits everyone but black people.
Right.
Makes no sense to me.
Right. And
We can
because
get
Trump
them
is
to
in
do
office,
everything. Yeah, it's just a slap in it. And what's going to be great is when he do it.
now you want to pretend to be for reparations. You know what I'm saying? This is
It's
the reason
not
why.
though.
This is the reason why your party is crashing and burning. This is the reason why your party is crashing and burning. Like we see you. We see
See,
what y'all got going on. You know what I'm saying? All of us ain't zombies out here, man. You know what I'm saying? Many of us are hip to what's going on. And y'all need all of us to be zombies in order for your plan to work. That's the thing.
right.
It's not going to work. It's too many of us that's not under your spell. You
And
know what I'm saying? And
speaking
so,
of, like as you guys know, we have the California reparations bill, and you
yes.
guys also know that Governor Newsom, and along with his minions, the California Legislative Caucus, they shitted on our bill, and it got deaded late last year. Well, we
Mm-hmm.
have a Republican Bill. I don't know how to say his last name.
He was the one.
Asali. He
Yeah,
just
Asali.
reintroduced it. He just reintroduced it last week.
Right. But from what I understand, it's not really reparations either.
But
He's
it's for the he's trying to get something like a Freedmen's Bureau here, which is something that we do need. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like it's not necessarily reparations, right? But
right.
it's a bill to get us like a Freedmen's Bureau, or it is a California's Freedmen Bureau, so that we can get in line the genealogy, what I'm saying, find out who's eligible, all these things that we do need in place before we start asking for the money. And I feel like it's more than what the hell they've done.
No, I like it. I'm
Yeah.
just saying, let's not call it reparations though. It's not
Reparations,
reparations.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's not
Yeah.
reparations, but it is a good initiative. And again, like you said, this is a non-black Republican, and he's the one that tried to get the bill on the floor when they crashed it out last summer.
Exactly.
This is the same guy. And so he's
Mm-hmm.
being strategic. He's being strategic. He playing chess against the majority Democratic officials that he got to deal with down there. They got the majority. So, he got to be strategic. But the enemy of my enemy, you know how that goes.
Mm-hmm.
So Bill Salis, he's authoring a reparations related bill. Yes, you read that correctly. The Coalition for Just and Equitable California is teaming up with Riverside Area Republican on legislation creating a Freedmen's Affairs agency to administer reparations programs after a similar bill crashed and burned on the last night of the legislative session in
Mm-hmm.
2024. The group's activists are working with Asalis in opposition to the Black Caucus, ain't that a bitch?
Right.
Which is backing a bill from Chair Akila Weber Pearson to establish the Bureau of Descendants of American Slavery. The partnership is very much an example of the enemy of my enemy is my friend. Coalition organizer Chris Lodgson said the caucus is shutting his group out of its legislative planning. So the Black Caucus won't even talk to these people.
Right. Right.
These are activists on the ground out there in California,
and they're
pushing
Black,
for
y'all.
reparations.
They're Black, y'all. Some of them, not all. Let me just say this: there are some members of the Black Caucus who are Latina, you know, and some I believe that are non-FBA. You know what I'm saying? But majority, I would say, are Black. But yeah.
So it said Asali was the only lawmaker who reached out after organizers visited members' offices earlier this year with their proposal. Lodson self-identifies as a reparationist on social media profiles, which are filled with photos of him in shirts emblazoned with cut the check, but CJEC, California Reparations Now. Asali, a hardline conservative known for clashes with Democrats on the assembly floor, doesn't back direct cash payments. But the lawmaker insists his party can, quote, support getting resources to disadvantaged communities, in this case, descendants of slavery, whether that's school choice vouchers or some sort of investment opportunities, unquote. There's a lot of ideas that I think would align with their goals that Republicans can support, Asali said. Lodson also bulked at characterizing Asali's bill as reparations legislation, as his group looks at the issue more narrowly. Reparations mean, quote, reparations means direct cash payments, he said. That's what reparations means to us. I think that's what reparations means to most people. It's only been in these last several years that people inside the Black Caucus and elsewhere have tried to make reparations be other things too, or other things instead of money. And we're not going for that. So shout out to them,
right?
You know, holding the line when it comes to that, being very clear about what reparations is and who it's going to be for. So I'm glad that they put that out there. They're like, yeah, you know, we're working with him on this bill, but let's not call it reparations. This is not reparations. You know, this is something that will get us further along in the process.
Right.
But this isn't reparations in and of itself. So that's
y'all
real.
Remember our bill, AB 3121, was basically to establish, you know, a bureau here in California for these. And remember, they initially was putting up $12 million. That was what Newsom was going to put aside, you know, for, you know, this Freedmen Affairs agency here in California. Well, come to find out, there's only $6 million left. And what they have been doing is giving portions of the money to nonprofits out here, talking about, you know, it's for reparations, but none of these people are working with the reparations grassroots. They don't even know where the $6 million have gone. They know they went to some nonprofits, you know, here and there. You know what I'm saying? So another part of this is we're tired of money. You guys saying money is allocated for reparations or our Freedmen's Bureau, but it's going in the hands of these nonprofits and never ever going to build this agency that we're supposed to be building.
Yeah, facts. Yeah, it's a racket, man.
Yeah. And y'all know who's been going crazy about this stuff too?
Who?
Y'all mama, Yvette Carnell, has been going. So she has been going crazy, you know, with the grassroots people that's here in California, you know, that's pushing for the cash reparations, you know, Camila Moore, you know, and others. You know, she's been doing her YouTube channel and, you know, tweeting out certain things. She's blocked me, so I only get to read it on other people's timelines or whatever. And everybody's issue with Yvette is you could be doing the same thing. You know what I'm saying? And you're really not about reparations either. You have really aligned yourself with the Democratic Party. And that's what it all boils down to. And they've been catching her slipping because she thinks blocking certain people information is not going to come back out. You know what I'm saying? But she's been hating. You can't do anything or too much behind a camera on your phone in your mama's basement. You also have to come outside too if you really want to see it. Don't criticize the people that's showing up, you know what I'm saying, to these meetings, who's organizing and all this stuff. You haven't organized anyone with your chapters.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with them.
Yeah, she's folks. Crazy. She's crazy.
I don't know what's going on with them folks. I don't even got the energy to try to keep up no more.
But I honestly, I'm glad it's a, and even though Asali isn't for, cash reparations, again, I'm with you when you're trying to do something that's going to lead us or get us to the goal. I don't expect a Republican to really do that. He's also the same person that tries to get it to the floor,
Right. And the thing is,
so
the thing is, I respect the honesty. You know what I'm
right.
saying? You don't agree with cash payments. You saying you don't agree with cash payments. This is what you're willing to do. That's negotiate. That
Mhm.
leaves room
That's
for negotiation.
exactly.
You come in good faith.
You
You
come
come in
in.
good faith. You know what I'm
And you
saying?
probably, and through you, we may be able to get to the people that will agree to some form of cash payments. You know what I'm saying?
And
He's just
people
one
don't
person, though.
and people don't necessarily have to agree to it. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? It can still go through whether you agree or not.
Right.
You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? We
Because
didn't
guess
agree.
what? I haven't agreed to my tax dollars going to the Japanese, and I haven't agreed to
Right.
my tax dollars going to the red natives. I haven't agreed to my dollars going to the anti-Asian hate crime bill. But guess what? My dollars is going, whether I
Right.
like it or not.
Right. We wasn't agreeing with all this LGBT stuff in the schools and all
No.
of that stuff. Most people don't even agree with that stuff. But
Nope.
they still was getting it done though.
Exactly.
They still was getting it done. And so we still gonna get it done, regardless to who agree with it. You know what I'm saying? So this is just a step in the right direction. Shout out to California.
Yep.
Shout out to California. And I know they've been having some hearings in New York too.
Mm-hmm.
And I haven't heard anything lately here in Georgia, but they do got like a similar task force down here as well. So yeah, man, no, regardless to, what administration is in office, we still gotta do what we gotta do.
And gonna
You know
do
what I'm
it.
saying?
And again, shout out to Camila Moore because I feel like she's so young. You know what I'm saying? I've met her a few times. I've gone to a few meetings and things like that, and met some of the guys that's behind CJ, and things like that, who's behind this, and they are serious. And a lot of these people, I want to say, are Pan-Africanists. I want to say
Yeah.
that they are
Hmm.
definitely 100%, Pan-Africanists. But when it comes to this, you know what I'm saying?
They know how
They
to
know what
delineate.
it is. Yeah, they're delineated. This has nothing to do with disliking anyone else or being xenophobic. But this is about us and respect that. And they're standing on that business. And I appreciate them for that.
And I saw something with the Isaac dude from the Black Caucus
Oh
out there
God, yes.
where he was talking about these people are not serious. I don't see it in here. I thought I put it in here.
It's probably in his on his timeline though, because he was just talking about like you're not serious, And mind you, I told you about the meeting. He was
Hmm.
talking about, I was here, did what I had to do, and plus I'm out here tonight and I'm getting married next week. And he came in there really arrogant. And let me tell you, they have to keep some brothers in that meeting off this man, like legit keep. Because he's very arrogant, condescending, you know what I'm saying? And he acts like he's guaranteed his job.
All right. All right. We getting ready to get up out of here, y'all. But I just want to play this clip from Bill Clinton back in the days
Oh
because
yeah.
people make a good point when they say, people got all this smoke about what Trump doing, all these cutting and slashings and shrinking the government and all of that. But when Bill Clinton was in office, he was doing some of the same things.
Yeah.
And
So was Obama.
right. So people pick and choose their outrage, man. But let's play some of this real quick.
Federal government by more than 100,000 positions in the last 2 years. We're on the way to reducing it with laws already passed by 272,000 positions, making it the smallest it's been in more than 30 years. We cut taxes for 15 million working families with 40 million Americans in it, about an average of $1,000 apiece for families of four with incomes under $26,000 this year. We made 9 of 10 of our small businesses eligible for tax reductions. We invested in the tools our people need in education and training and technology. We did more to open markets in the last 2 years than in any previous period in a generation. The results are clear. The deficit that 2 years ago was projected to be over $400 billion a year by the end of the decade is now under $200 billion. It's going down for 3 years in a row for the first time since Truman was president. The economic plan we have already passed will cut the deficit in half as a percentage of our economy. We have almost.
The thing is too, it don't matter if it's the Republicans or the Democrats. When they sitting there telling you how much better you're doing because of their programs, it's all bullshit.
Right.
Yeah, understand it's cap, my nigga. If somebody got to explain to you how much better you doing, you probably ain't doing no better than you was. You know what I'm saying? Your life probably really ain't changed that much. So if they got to break it down to you, you know what I'm saying?
They're selling you something like
I
a
should
car
be able.
salesman.
I should be able to tell if I'm doing better. You know what I'm saying? I live this life every day.
Every day.
You know what I'm saying? I should be able to tell. Like, I don't need nobody to break it down to me if I'm doing so much better. You know, I should be willingly thanking you, you know, for these programs if it's helping me so much.
I'm living paycheck to paycheck, but I'm still doing better.
You know what I'm saying? They know how to play with the numbers and present it a certain way to make it look like, you know, they doing something good, but it's cap. It's all cap. Don't matter if it's Trump, Clinton, Obama, Biden, you know, whoever, you know what I'm saying? It's cap.
Remember what Zelensky said when they were at their meeting, how he was going through the same thing with Obama in 2014. He made some comment to that, you know, about dealing with Obama for the same thing. I think Bush, and all the way now, we're still dealing with this man and giving this man money.
And by the way, how long this nigga been president?
Right.
Like, I think that they halted their elections because, you know, because they in a war. They tell them, you know, we can't have the election because we're in a war. So he just, you know, all the stuff that they be saying Trump gonna do, he over there doing it. You know what I'm saying? He done shut down a couple of media entities that were supporting, you know, the opposition, the opposing political party. He done shut down some of the media outlets that were supporting them, and they basically took over all of the media. The media is controlled by the government. Hold on. Don't do that. Hold on. Cancel. I almost closed the whole damn screen. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's looking real dictatorish when you look at some of the stuff he got going on over there.
And let's not forget when he, you know, disrespected MLK. Remember? When he was, he did. It was a disrespect to me.
No, I'm saying I kind of remember. What was it again?
That was all over CNN. I actually posted that on my Facebook because it's a 5-minute, you know, clip video in there. You know, him disrespecting MLK. Let's not forget also when the war broke out, they were not allowing them Africans on them buses and stuff.
Yep, I remember that.
They said Ukrainians first. Blonde hair, blue eyes. I think he was very specific in saying blonde hair, blue eyes first and sending their ass out to wait. You know what I'm saying? So this is no friend to us. So it's very disrespectful and crazy to me that people will be Americans will be siding with this person.
Amen. But I think that's it for today, right?
That's it for today. But before we go, if you are a Black business owner or entrepreneur, I need you guys to send us an email, godcastenterprises@gmail.com. That's godcastenterprises@gmail.com, or send me myself or Sincere DM. We need you to come on in, support or promote your Black business.
Yes, indeed. And shout out to everybody joining us today, man. We appreciate y'all. Brother Jesse Paris in the chat, PD that remains, 7. I ain't gonna butcher the rest of your name, but 7. Dawn in the building. Appreciate you. Appreciate everybody rocking with us. Mulatto rights activist. I remember you.
Yeah, he came on. Yeah,
the mulatto rights activist. He said the mulattoes, they got their own race now.
Yeah. Not in the system of white supremacy.
Nah, it's all good, man. It's all good. But yeah, do we have anybody booked this week?
No.
Nobody this week? All right, so one of y'all hit us up, man, so we can get y'all on the broadcast for the Black Business Showcase. But either way, we'll be back, you know, with some more news for y'all very soon. So y'all stay tuned for that. Make sure that you are subscribed if you're not already subscribed. Make sure you hit the notification bell, all of that stuff, so you can be reminded whenever we get back on. Follow me. I'm at Sincere Love the God on all social media platforms. Follow my co-host, Nicety Girl, at Nicety Girl with the number 1 on Instagram and without the number 1 on X, formerly known as Twitter. So y'all can stay up to speed with everything that we got going on. But other than that, family, y'all always remember, we are not the master teachers. We are only the master students and signal boosters for the voices of the new Black media. We out of here. Peace and Black love. Holla at y'all.
Yeah, like that. Let's see what's in the God's mind. Listen.